You want me to show the jersey or?
So the jersey, can wow, when did you get this jersey?
The first day it came out.
First day, how much was it?
I got it for Canadian dollars. It's Canadian dollars, so it's like 140 plus tax. I'm hoping to meet him today and show him my jersey.
First of all, how excited were you when you first found out that?
Oh, I was like just excited that they got the ERA leader. I mean, that's pretty amazing. Right. That's him right there, no?
Sean.
Sean. That's Sean. I'm sorry.
What do you think he'll do this year?
For you? I think that he'll get an ERA around 3, maybe under, and with the run support, I think he's gonna get hopefully 15 wins.
If he stays healthy, I think he'll be a top 2 pitcher, like top 2 as in like a 15 win type guy, 3 ERA, but his health has always been inconsistent. So
we're gonna win it all, with Vladdy and Ryu.
Okay.
No, we needed some pitching and we got Ryu, and I don't know if the young guy's taking another step forward, we should be all right.
I think we got it this year. Looking good, I think.
You guys are saying that the Jays could beat the Yankees and Red Sox and all that Tampa Bay Rays?
Maybe in spring training.
All right. When you guys first found out that Jays signed Hyunjin, what was your reaction? Well,
I was pretty pumped. He almost won the Cy Young last year, and I know we kind of been lacking a pretty good starter for the last few years, so it's kind of good to get someone that good, I guess. So.
Yeah, it was good to get a front of the line starter, number 1 guy. He's going to be good this year, I think.
How many wins do you think Hyunjin would get?
All of them. He's going to go 14, 15 wins.
14, 15.
I was thinking like 16 and 7.
Yeah, what she said. Get them all.
What do you think about Hyunjin signing with the Jays?
Big pickup. It's much needed. We needed an ace, and he was the leader of lowest ERA last year, so that's a huge pickup for us. Takes a lot of pressure off Vlad, Bo, Cavan. Big signing, something we really needed, and everyone's looking forward to seeing him pitch. He could win 20 wins this year. That's huge for us.
When you first found out, what was your initial reaction? Were you surprised? Were you happy? Or?
Relief, very surprised. We haven't made a signing this big in years, so to see him come here was a bit of a surprise, but a relief at the same time. To have someone of that caliber play for your team is amazing.
Okay. How many wins do you think he'll get this year?
He could get 20. Realistically, I'd say around 16 probably, just depending on how much run support he gets from the Baby Jays, Vlad, Cavan, and Bo, but he could go for 20.
Okay.
Super pumped. He's always been an elite pitcher in the National League, and coming here to the Jays, I think he's going to do great in the American League East. I think he's going to help him out a ton.
When you found out that Jays made that kind of huge investment in Hyunjin, what was your initial reaction?
I was super surprised. I was really surprised, but to me that meant the Jays are ready to move forward and start building a winning ball club with the youngsters, like I was talking about. And bringing him in, I think that they're now saying we're serious, we're ready to win some ball games. So.
First off, Toronto's a very diverse city, so seeing a Korean baseball player come through is it definitely is a place to bring one as a marketing standpoint. But seeing a Dodgers pitcher that has performed in such a massive stadium in front of maybe a tough crowd, who knows? Though it's like in LA, but having Ryu is definitely a plus. And it's nice to see as a franchise that we're not 100% relying on the minors to develop a good pitcher. You have to have some sort of stability quality to make it so that we actually run into the season. I think it was a good choice all around. I don't think we overpaid him, which that's a Toronto thing to do, is overpay someone and then they underachieve. But I think Ryu looks like I think he was one of the first guys here at spring training a couple days ahead of time. So he clearly looks like he wants to work, and when he sees the love of the people in Toronto, I think let's hope he performs though. I think he'll settle in and do that.
And he was in the top 3 for the Cy Young voting last year, so he's got some talent, and as long as he brings it, it's probably going to work out really well.
Yeah.
Daniel, let me tell you, the only time I've been in a building when you can feel it shaking
Earthquake?
was that day. All right, there.
Tell us who you are and your name and the organization that you're part of.
My name is Jason Rozon. I work for Sportsnet 590 The Fan in Toronto. We are the official radio rights holder for the Toronto Blue Jays.
So you guys broadcast all Jays games?
Yes. Spring training, right through the end of the season and hopefully through the playoffs.
Okay. Hopefully.
Yes. Yes.
All right. The 2019 season was a very difficult season for the Jays. Sure. But past is past.
Yep.
All right. Moving forward, looking ahead, how do you think this team will do this year?
I think this team is really exciting. I think we saw a bit of it at the end of last year, coming into this year. All the kids have had a bit of time. The big three, of course, and then the addition of Ryu and all the other new pitchers, Rourke, just adds to that we didn't have last year. I think there's a real optimism about this. I mean, that's what spring is all about. Spring is about hope.
Everyone's got a chance.
Exactly. But there's a legitimate feeling with everybody that we've talked to throughout spring training that this team believes. Not just face wash. Like, it's like real legit. Like, we have a chance to do something here, and whether that's this year will be an improvement on last year, no matter what. Right? That's the big thing. Last year was the bottom. There's only one way to go. Knock on wood.
Right. Ross Atkins, Mark Shapiro. For us, we're just getting to know these guys.
Okay.
Interviewed a couple of times, but just typical stuff.
Sure.
What can you, from your relationships with them or your dealings with front office, what can you tell us about the front office right now?
Well, I think they're in a much better place too. I think they came in a tough spot. They started when this team was going to the playoffs, and all that change was announced while the team was at its peak in the last 15, 20 years. So they were thrown into that and seen as the bad guys, and seen as these guys are going to come in and mess everything up. And it's been a rough couple years. But I think people are starting to see that they have a real vision of what they want to do. And I think the biggest thing, signing of Ryu this offseason was a big step in that. To show that they're not just talk. Right? They've talked about the money will be there when the time is right.
Talk is cheap.
Exactly. And the money will be there when the time is right. And everyone's like, we'll believe it when we see it. And it happened. Right? And they've said there's more. If this team is content, they said a couple days ago that if this team is in contention
at the trade deadline
mid-season, they will be prepared to do more. So I think that will, that gets the fans excited that they believe that there's somewhere for this team to go.
That explains my next question. But when Hyunjin first signed with the Jays, I tweeted a couple of things here and there, and it just went crazy over the Toronto fan base.
Right.
And I didn't expect that.
Yeah. Right. This fan base is hardcore.
Right. So from what I've noticed, fan base was really excited about Hyunjin's arrival, a lot more than we had anticipated. Why is that? Because the team's been so bad, or is this passionate fans?
It's passionate fans. I'm sure you've heard this a few times throughout the spring, but this team plays for a country, not just a city, right? Like this team is loved across Canada. You can go anywhere from coast to coast and you'll see Blue Jay hats. From Vancouver to Halifax, you'll see people invest. And we always see it on the television and radio side. We see that interest is always there, but then when the team is good, people just, want to jump on the bandwagon. So there's a real passion and love for this team.
Because I remember 2015 ALCS, was it?
Yep.
Shin-Soo Choo from Korea was playing in that game.
That's right.
That crazy game.
That would have been the division series.
Right, was it division series?
Yeah, because that was the crazy game with the bat flip and everything.
Right, that's when Korean fans first got to, I mean, it was on TV, but it wasn't in person, but that's when we first got to kind of get a sense of the passion that you just talked about.
Absolutely, and I mean, I was lucky enough to be in the building for the bat flip game. Daniel, let me tell you, the only time I've been in a building when you can feel it shaking.
Earthquake?
Was that day. Wow. There was no earthquake.
I could totally
It was the Batista bat flip. And the building literally was shaking, like just going crazy.
That probably would be, I don't know how old you are, but that would be the best sporting experience for you, I think.
Yeah, it was up there. I was in the radio booth with the guys.
Yeah, you can't top that.
No, that's pretty tough. I mean, World Series would be good. I mean,
but even with that, I mean, that like that moment.
That moment was
That
something.
moment.
Absolutely, that
I don't
moment
think you
was
will ever
something.
experience that ever again.
Yeah, that's one of those great moments.
Like that 30 seconds.
That whole seventh inning will live forever.
I remember that. The errors that they were making.
It started with the the throw ball, the ball from Martin, and that just, the crowd got crazy, and there was a real chance that that game could have been called at that point because the crowd was like not good.
So, Hyunjin, what are your expectations, man?
All great things, of course. This is, we're gonna, we hope as he comes in here and is our #1 starter and can give her every day. He's out there giving the guys a chance to win. That's what we want, right? Like this team, I think with him out there every night, that gives him that chance. So he just needs to stay healthy. In my mind, he needs to stay healthy and he'll be fine. So he'll handle the AL East, I think, a little different than the NL West. It's a little bit tougher as far as smaller ballparks and things like that. But, I mean, we saw him here 2 days ago. He looked really impressive. So.
Have you heard anything from his teammates and stuff, from members of front office about Hyunjin, now that he's spent about a month here?
We talked to, who did we talk to the other day? I feel like we talked to Matt Shoemaker. Talked to him a little bit the other day, just saying there's been a real presence. He's a jokester in the locker room. Yeah.
Not when we're around, right?
Yeah, no, we don't see that. But the guys were saying he's fit right in, and the guys really seem to like him. I haven't heard anything, negative about him. Not that they would, but they've been really positive about how he's fit in the clubhouse.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but my last question.
Okay.
How many wins for the Jays this year, man? Give me
Okay. I'm gonna say 85.
85.
So that keeps them close,
but not
above 500.
500.
They stay in it long enough, but
it'll be a fun season.
The building year.
Yeah. Next year is the year
I agree. Yeah. So it's a step in the process.
I hope you're wrong.
I hope it's more.
92 wins.
I'm good with that.
And get that second wild card.
Hey, if you can make that happen, by all means.
I'll work on it.
Okay, you do that. All right, thanks.
Thank you.